I know this is kind of a heavy episode today, talking about encroaching fascism in this country, but I do have one news story here that came across the news wire today that I just have to read because I love it. It's perfect. This is from the Daily Beast. Leak reveals Trump's full bonkers plan for the Kennedy Center. Trump once again suggested he is the king as he poured over his plans to change the cultural hub in Washington, D.C. Now, one of my favorite things about the Trump administration 2.0 is that he's made a he's like appointed himself head of the Kennedy Center. And it just goes back to to fundamentally understand Trump. He loves the theater. He's a theater diva. He loves the stage. He loves people when they tread the boards. And the first sentence of this is just so good. He says, President Donald Trump wants to introduce non-woke musicals like Cats, honor dead stars from sports and business, and even renovate the Kennedy Center, according to a leaked board meeting recording. Now, Chris, you sent this to me, and the headline was Trump wants to feature non-woke musicals at the Kennedy Center.
Yes.
And then the first thought being, what's the most non-woke musical?
The immediate image that came to my head was the entire first orchestra section full of the J6 pardonees and their spouses, guys with 9 DUI charges whose job is shooting content from the front of their car, sitting slack-jawed watching an all-white production of Showboat.
Old man River, he just keeps on. Oh no, here we go. Here we go. Officer Fauci you.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Cats is a non-woke musical because I don't think there's a single musical that's more important to the furry fandom.
That was okay. So that was the second thing that I want to bring up here is that we say that the Trump coalition is riven by internal contradictions, and it is very funny to me that the same week that Texas signs a completely spurious act called the Furries Act about preventing the litter boxes in schools or whatever, totally made up anti-furry legislation. You have Trump in the Kennedy Center being like, "We've got to see the cats. We got to see the men in the cat act."
Folks, they're calling him Rum Tum Tigger. Folks, he comes in the audience, he touches you. Some people don't like it, but I do.
The first furries I ever encountered on the first forum I ever posted on, they were all of them were Bush conservatives, including a guy who lived in Malaysia and never left Malaysia. I mean, talk about history doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes. We were always like, you live in fucking Malaysia. They're going to kill you for being a furry. Can you stop posting about No Child Left Behind, you fucking idiot? But it was so every single one was a furry, and they were all super into cats. They loved McCavity from Cats.
He's the sexiest one.
And in fact, one of them was called McCavity. I have people that can verify all of the. I wonder if they're still conservative and if they feel betrayed by any of
the movement. I didn't leave conservatism.
Honestly, I think they're probably those guys whose wives have been deported by ICE who were yeah, it's a fair program. There may be some mistakes, but I'm fine with it. I don't regret my vote. I think this is so funny in light of the Doge and slashing government spending and Trump supporters' belief that all tax money is just stolen and spent on corrupt things or useless things. And then it's just Trump's a big priority for my administration, renovating the Kennedy Center and putting glamorous movie stars back in cultural light. But it says here, the president started this process by parachuting himself in as the center's chairman in February. You're the president of the United States. Why do you need to be the chairman of the Kennedy Center? He appointed himself chairman of the Kennedy Center. And it says here, he has since gutted the board and installed loyalists to help him in his quest. At his first board meeting Monday as chairman, Trump laid out his... I thought he was looking out for the American people. He's having a board meeting about fucking cats. He goes, at his first board meeting,
guys.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, this whole idea of non-woke musicals is just because Hamilton exists. That's the woke musical, so that every other musical is by definition not woke.
Is Cabaret woke? Does that count?
That's a very good question, honestly.
I think it does count as woke. Well, Tomorrow Belongs to Us. Oh, well. It says here, he says that he would like the center to go in a slightly more conservative in terms of the stars that it honors, according to the recordings. The Kennedy Center Honors, an annual awards ceremony at the site, will be redesigned in his image to push back against the influence on the event from radical left lunatics. The Kennedy Center Honors is such a fake fucking it's like Washington D.C. is just like, hey, we can have the Oscars too, and they just give a medal to some fucking celebrity, like, and Trump's just like, oh, let's give Kid Rock one. This is worthy of my time.
The Kennedy Center is like, we've performed there. You know, we literally have. I like the idea though of an anti-woke Les Miserables, where it's like a back the blue thing.
Yes.
Where it's all about Javert. Javert gets all the scumbags. He cleans up the streets. I would go to see that.
All right. I'm pitching Trump a version of Macbeth starring Mel Gibson and Roseanne Barr.
Ooh, yeah. And you know who killed the former king.
Yes.
Says, traditionally, only those in the performing arts sphere are recognized with gongs, but Trump thinks figures in sports, politics, and business could also be honored. He even reportedly name-checked casino mogul Steve Wynn as a potential recipient. Luciano Pavarotti, Elvis Presley, and Babe Ruth are some names Trump also threw around. I mean, two of them have been dead for quite some time now.
But Trump loves, like, that is the big Trump one thing. I remember when they would like give awards to people that were supposed to like represent American greatness. One of the only things, like, sort of stupid cultural things he did that I actually kind of liked was when they did that ceremony where they like gave Jack Johnson a medal or something. The boxer.
Yeah.
Not the singer.
Yeah, the boxer.
Yeah.
But who to present this new look honors bash? Well, the self-described king of ratings, of course. Believe me, I don't want to do it. Trump demurred in the recording, even though he was the one to put himself forward as a host. I have enough publicity. They'll say Trump wants to be the host. I don't want to, but I want this thing to be successful. He said the previous hosts were always terrible. Queen Latifah hosted last year.
I love him talking like Bilbo, considering putting on the One Ring about hosting a big awards gala.
Yeah. Who is he even fool? Like, even his greatest supporters are like, yeah, we know that you would hate to host like a stage production. It's your least favorite thing.
After a board member asked if there were any new productions that were not totally woke, a Trump Center lackey said there would be a partial split from the union representing Actors Equity. This opens up a whole bunch of more options as well as a lot more money, the unidentified board member added. Structurally, the Kennedy Center is in tremendous disrepair, Trump said later on. He announced the whole place needs work, including the main hall, and that he will ask Congress to help him bring it back. They never covered the I-beam, he said, of an exposed structural girder that was left uncovered as a stylistic point. He added, I think I-beam should be covered with some incredible stone, probably marble, but marble's a bad outdoor stone, but looks better than granite. But it should be covered, and we'll do that. We'll add that in, but it's not a small job.
He loves shiny rocks and metals so much. It's like the main animating thing behind every policy.
Have you guys seen what the Oval Office looks like now?
No, I don't
There's
think so.
so much shit in it.
He has covered every surface of the room with gold, like a gold painting, or he literally brought I believe the actual Declaration of Independence into it. It's just full of trinkets.
Trying to navigate the Oval Office now would be like trying to get around a room in the original Resident Evil. Like, it is a no walking zone.
Wait, I have a quote here from this week from Trump. A little secret, people have tried to come up with gold paint that would look like gold. You've never been able to match gold with gold paint. That's why it's gold.
So true. He's going to be like living in the basement of the Kennedy Center like the Phantom of the Opera.
Yes. Trump then blasted the center's 2019 expansion that added a series of spaces for rehearsals and performances. He dismissed the gardens, classrooms, and a cafe that were built as part of the privately funded work as nonsense and crazy rooms. It's not much more there. I just love the idea of Cats and Phantom of the Opera being the officially MAGA non-woke version of American culture.
Sure.
Part of me loves it because it means that like all the guys that are just like, we have to have the blonde child in front of the orchestra playing and like singing like like no identifiable opera, just kind of like classic slop. But then he's just like, I need the cats. I like to see them.
When they dance, when the Skimbleshanks does his tap number, it's fantastic. The people go home happy.
All right. Well, just a little sorbet to cleanse the palate after that one. But Grant, I really want to thank you for coming on the show and sharing some of your experience at Columbia with our listeners.
Yeah, thanks so much. I don't know when this airs, but we have a fundraiser going on this Saturday. It's at the People's Forum at 8 p.m. I think tickets are going fast, but it will feature like a number of performers, and all of the proceeds are going to benefit the Middle East Children's Alliance. So if you can make it out to that,
excellent,
please do so.
Please send us a link to that, and we'll put it in the show description.
It should be out later tonight.
Grant, you also mentioned a documentary that you were featured in, and just here at the end of the show, a little bit more on this. I'd like to plug the film that you're talking about this week. It's called The Encampments. It is a new documentary covering the student protests at Columbia over the last year, covering the student-led resistance and the school and state response. Both Grant and Mahmoud Khalil are both featured in this film. The Encampments will be playing at the Angelica Film Center starting on Friday, March 28th, featuring Q&As with the directors Kay Pritzker and Michael T. Workman for the Friday and Saturday night screenings. Ticket link will be in the show description. So if you're in New York City, come out and see The Encampments at the Angelica Film Center and maybe a Q&A with the directors.
All right. Thanks so much for having me.
That does it for us today, everybody. Till next time, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.